Hello and welcome to Reviews. I hope I didn't uh, upset anyone. I just uploaded that Spider-Man video. I've been on call this weekend and I really needed to de-stress before I did a video and ended up having that little glitch thing happen where I got stuck. And so sometimes I like to play with the hi Butters, with the PlayStation upload thing. Um, so yeah, today I'm going to be taking a look at Butters. Hello, Butterscotch. You've been joining us a lot of late. Um, so yeah, tonight I will be announcing the winner for the Magik figure, the Marvel Legends. We'll be coming back to that. But I wanted to take a look at um, one of the new number ones this week, Smooth Criminals by Boombox. I believe that isn't that a division of Boom Studios. I'm not quite sure. I did some research onto it, and I think the one writer, Kirsten Smith, I think she wrote Legally Blonde and maybe 10 Things I Hate About You. So anyway, I've been wanting to do this more. I mentioned it in a previous video. I'm going to be looking at other comic books as well, not just the big two. I'm going to be doing some of the smaller studios and if they're good or if they're bad. Um, I think last week I did, what was it, Empty Man, which I really liked. This one, Smooth Criminals, and I will not make either a Michael Jackson or Alien Ant Farm reference, I promise. My singing did not go very well, did not go over very well on a previous video, but anyway, I picked this up because the cover, I like the cover. Kind of reminds me of, especially with the Super Spy, like I can never say his name, one of the classics of the industry. Yeah, yeah, she doesn't like it. Butters doesn't like her, um, but I like her. Jim Steranko, his old uh, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, some of the art was just fantastic. You won't be getting that art in here. I'm going to say that right now. But the cover reminded me of that. So I figured, okay, let's give it a shot. Now, Butters does not seem to care for it very much. What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously? You're going to do this. You're going to do this, huh? Okay. Move your chubber butt. Move your... That's why I have a Band-Aid. Come on. We have to look at this. We have to tell people if it's good or bad. She thinks it's perfectly good to lay upon, so... Okay. Um, I'm just going to go right into it. Basically, the premise of this book, it takes place in 1999. And it centers around this girl, Brenda, who is Queen Bee on the internet, who ends up freeing a super spy from suspended animation. So you're thinking, okay, are we going to go Austin Powers? And I looked at the art, I'm like, oh god, it's going to be one of those, isn't it? Uh, okay, I'm going to have to do a kitty relocation program here. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Okay, she's not going anywhere. Um, I'm actually just building up suspense before I do the giveaway. So anyway, I looked at the art and I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit concerned about this. So basically, I think I called her a super spy. The girl that was in suspended animation. She's actually a jewel thief. Um, I guess I'm still stuck on the whole Austin Powers thing. Okay, okay, I'm. Look at this. Look at this. Get that chubber butt. Get that chubber belly. So now that she's all nice and mad, um, she doesn't like having her belly rubbed. So I figured if I rubbed it, she'd leave. So anyway, we open up with San Francisco, 1999. We get the narration from Brenda. I'm faster than you. I move like a blur. I move in the pathways where the average person can't even see. Pathways that make me seem almost invisible. I am the pulse of the future. Let me be clear, I own these streets. So this girl on the rollerblades grabs onto the trolley and, says, that's not me, by the way. This is. Who are you talking to? You just said you own these streets. Did I say that out loud? Oh, geez, sorry. You alright? You having some kind of episode? Oh, sometimes when I'm listening to music, I just have thoughts. Cool skates, though. As in rollerblades, not skates? Oh, right, because the inline configuration versus the traditional parallel sets of wheels. Sorry, I'm Brenda, by the way. And so the girl on rollerblades, let's go with the trolley. And so, like, are we friends? So we get introduced to our main character, Brenda. She's an overweight, looks Latina, um, not good with people. Um, if she wasn't in school, she'd almost be a NEET. So okay, fine. It's kind of she's shown that she has horrible, horrible social skills. Okay, so she's actually a she goes to school, but she's in a work study program. I can cover tuition while I plan my next moves as an elite hacker. Those on the net know me only as Killer Bee. I got Beyonce stuck in my head. I call her Queen Bee. Hot handle, right? So yeah, there's her name. So yeah, she's one of these people that thinks she's really great online, and she really has no no social skills. She doesn't have much of a life. She lives with her parents. This is her boss tells her to go and clean out the science storage room so they can expand the school lab. And yeah, I'm a coder. I'm not a cleaner. And so she says to her boss, "Oh, Sergey, you were really pushing me to use my superpowers for nefarious purposes. If Killer Bee went full black hat, she would torch you." And so she just goes and does it anyway, starts cleaning stuff up. And she finds this hidden in the back of the storage room. U.S. government property seizure, do not touch. And she finds this pod. Okay, so who are you? Oh, it's nice sweat there going on. Hey, she's been moving heavy CRTs. If you've never moved heavy CRTs back in the 90s, trust me, those things got really heavy. So she gets out her laptop, decides she's going to talk to it. What's that? Fry's Dynamics Interaccess Code. Mr. Machine, you've got some pretty fat encryption for an antique. Fortunately, I speak your language. Okay, encryption wasn't really too much of a big thing back in the late 60s. And, I'm an IT person, and so I have trouble separating that. Um, that kind of thing, where basically technology is just magic, and it kind of bugs me in this book, but that's a personal thing. So she gets into the system and finds out it's cold storage operation. And run heatwave.exe, yes or no. Okay, remember what I was just saying about being in IT. So we find out that the spy was frozen in 1969. So she's connecting into the system, heatwave.exe. Yeah, it would not be a portable executable format. It would not be an exe, because in '69, DOS, MS-DOS as we know it, was not around. It would have been a different file format. It would not have been, it would not have been an 8.3 format. But again, we're also dealing with a cryogenic chamber. So the technology, okay, fine. There has to be some suspension of disbelief. I know, but I'm an IT geek. This kind of stuff gets to me. It sticks out to me like a sore thumb. So anyway, she opens the chamber and freaks out. Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. What if heatwave was code for like thermonuclear war? You just cold storage. Okay, fine. It could be a warhead. Let's go with that. And so we have this big silly part where she doesn't want to die. She tries to quit the program when she sees a woman's form. Holy shnikes. Okay. There's a lot of 90s references in this book, so if you're a fan of the 90s, you will love it. So then this woman just falls out. Where am I? The science department at City College? Generic City College. And who are you? Brenda? From the computer lab? Do you mind telling me what I'm doing here? I was just messing around with this machine, and it totally not illegal way, and bloop, it pooped you out. Really? Okay. So, yeah, she doesn't seem to know where she's at, of course. And what I'm doing, she just flips over, is leaving. And so the super spy runs out of the college and runs up across campus. And again, if you like 90s stuff, someday Ultimate Frisbee will get the respect it deserves. That's one thing I don't miss about the 90s. All the people I played Frisbee golf and that. So Brenda says, she moves like a cheetah. Where the hell did she come from? Maybe she's an experiment. Catching this woman is physically impossible. Unless I use the virtual world to make the physical world mine. Remember what I was just saying about. Okay, technology is not magic. Okay, so she plugged her laptop into some type of RJ45. Not sure where she is. I'm assuming she went back into the building. And, oh, baby, I'm so good. Okay, let's run sequence. And so she hacks into the lights, the banking, and does all this immediately because she's that good. Okay. So we're going to assume that the college is connected to the same systems that everything else is running on and she can access them. Okay, you know what? I will concede that she is supposedly the best hacker. Maybe she's already set all this up and has it at the ready, whatever, script she's made for herself. She's already got this all pre-programmed uh, to get into. Other than that, okay, she's not just going to sit down and type all and do everything she needs to do. Hacking does not work that way. But, I will, again, suspension of disbelief. Technology is not magic. Maybe she had done all this ahead of time. And she was just ready to basically flip the switch, as it were. So basically, she causes a car accident, causes money to fly out of an ATM, which they don't really work that way, and leads her to this restaurant, Chinese restaurant. Basically, forces her, the path, with the traffic lights and everything and distractions to lead her to right where she's sitting. So, okay, maybe you routed her around and then turned her around and got to this point where you're sitting in here. And yeah, you'd be really silly if there was no one. If it didn't work, you'd just be sitting there by yourself. So, okay. Anyway, the spy says, "You again? You can call me Killer B. I thought you said that your name was Brenda. I mean, it is. Killer B is my handle. Your what? Okay, handle is an old phrase. When it was used in the online world, it goes back way before that, okay? Someone from the 60s would know what a handle is. They even use CB handles, and that wasn't even a new term. Okay, calm down. Calm down, Plume. It's okay. Uh, my online alias, when I'm hacking. All that back there, the traffic lights, trucks, and money, that was all me. You did that? There's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do anything I want, steal anything I want. Really? Okay, I'm impressed. You want to hit me as to how? So we go through silly stuff about, basically the temporal fish out of water. She doesn't know what a laptop is. She thinks it's a pocket calculator. Okay, she's being sarcastic because obviously it's not a pocket calculator. Calculators back then were really huge, but not that huge. Some of the art here is I don't know. I saw this this panel here, and I just started laughing. You've never seen a laptop, and I don't know why she's falling out of her seat laughing at that. So can we get back to the stealing part? And so they figure out eventually that um, it's a different year, probably the same year it is now, which is 1969. What? It's not 1969? Okay, maybe she was a little disoriented, but 30 years later, she would notice when she was running the vehicles and everything. So, yeah, it's not. It's actually 1999. She says, I have to get back. The big score. I was just about to steal and then she collapses. She wakes up in the not so creepiest way of this neat, neat woman's room. Um, and she asks, Are you okay? Where am I? You're in my crib. Well, technically, it's my parents' house. But I'll probably be getting my own joint soon. Then her little brother comes in and, who's this? Why is she dressed like Trinity from The Matrix? She's my friend. She's new in school. Since when do you have friends or have them over? Okay, like I said, if you like the 90s, you'll like this book. Oh, and by the way, little touches like the G3 Mac back here, the G3 iMac, just so you know where you're at least in time. It's in the late 90s. So anyway, she says, like I said, I need to get my own place. Now, you're thinking that, okay, so this woman can't really fit in, she's not physically fit. Here we have a charismatic uh, jewel thief. They're going to learn from each other. It's going to be a buddy kind of thing. But it doesn't go that route. I have to get back. This heist was my one chance. What are you heisting? The net of Indra. Do you mean the internet? Okay. Intranet was also a thing. If you heard someone say Indra, you probably think intranet, not internet. And she's from 1969 now. She would not know what the internet is. Maybe she said the ARPANET, maybe, but yeah, anyway. It's a very rare set of diamonds. So what are you, like some kind of jewel thief? I'm the best. We should start figuring out what went wrong and how we get you back to 1969. So then we have this whole thing, explaining that she's the best thief on the internet, and at some points this does kind of read kind of bad. I have no idea what that means. Basically, she says that if she's going to steal this diamond, she's going to need Brenda's help. And so we're 50-50 partners. No way it goes down to this 90-10. Okay, 100-0. That's my final offer. What? Are you that desperate for... Well, actually, yeah, she is. So, deal. What'd you say your name was? Mia Concert. Welcome to 99, Mia Concert. I'm not going to go any further. I don't want to get a copyright. But this is interesting because instead of this going to be like they're going to learn from one another, it might still turn that way. But she's going to become a thief. They're going to be thieves together. And I didn't see that coming. To be honest, when I first saw this, I thought she was more like a super spy, not a cat burglar. And so, yeah, Mia is a cat burglar. And not really sure why she thinks it's still going to be the diamond heist is still going to be around 30 years later. The world has changed a lot. So I'm going to stop it there. I actually like this. And you're probably surprised because you look at this and you're thinking, okay, it has some problems with the dialogue, but as opposed to what we're seeing with Marvel and DC lately, there's some bits in here that, okay, they took the joke a little too far. But the characters are interesting. The art's serviceable. It's bright and colored, and I'm not going to hold the technology. That's all. Window dressing, basically. But it's an interesting premise. The fact that they're going to pull her from she's been pulled from the past, and they're going to need to work together to be thieves. I like that concept. Um, Mia can do the physical type stuff that Brenda can't. Brenda is her lifeline into this modern world. Um, Not sure why they set it in '99. Not quite sure why they did that. Because it seems like this could work almost just as well now, where it would be 50 years later. Yeah, nice round stuff, 30 years later. Um, but yeah, I found myself enjoying this book. I won't reveal the last few pages, but you get the gist of it. It's a nice setup. There's a lot that goes on in this issue, and you could pick this up. It's not a one and done, but you pick it up. You have the basics of the story. You know what's going on. You know how you know who the characters are. Everything's been introduced. The groundwork is laid down. We have who the characters are, who's after them, what they're after, what their goal is. It's it's like how comics used to be. I found that I found this book actually enjoyable. Not perfect, not perfect, but I would give this a recommend. I would recommend this book. Um, yeah, at a glance, the art, and you would think that this is everything right now that you shouldn't. I shouldn't say you shouldn't like, but that is what's toxic right now in the industry. All the kind of regressive stuff, but no, it's I'm enjoying this. I would like to see even references to their musical taste. She being in the Beastie Boys, Mia being into the Beatles, that kind of thing. This has potential, and I'm giving it I'll give it a 130. I'll give it a 130. Maybe it's just because I had a bad day and I'm in a good mood tonight. That I'm a lot easier on this. I would give this a move the needle. In fact, I'm gonna declare move the needle. Buy this. I enjoyed this. It's not just the thing we have right now with like the Wasp, where it's she's not using her science computer to do her science hacking. This is this is a woman who is into STEM and is not saying, hey, look at me, I'm a woman that's in STEM. She's just in STEM. She has character flaws. It's it's refreshing. This is not a caricature. Okay, close. Kind of close to being a caricature. But it, I enjoyed it. And that's all I'm going to say. I've been kind of raving about it for the past 2 minutes. But I really like this book. Maybe it's just because I've read some real crap over the past few days, so maybe my bar is getting low, but I would give this a recommend. So let's get this out of the way, and let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull the winner on this. So let me go ahead and pull out Super Gay Assistant Terry, or maybe I should make it Bradley. Should it be Bradley? I don't know. That joke comes from a previous video because it's a pink Superman hat, which I have no idea where it came from. Let's go ahead and take this and kind of shake it up. I have all the names in here and kind of just move this around, trying to be as fair as possible. And there. I don't know how much really moves around, so I'm just going to reach in. I guess it really doesn't matter if I look away. So, okay. Let's go ahead and pull this out. I did this to myself last time, where I tore the paper. Because see, I fold the Post-it note in half so I can't see what it is. And then I can't quite get it open without tearing it and not reading the name. So this time I'm going to try and wiggle it through. And the winner is Tech and Art. Alright, Tech and Art, you will be receiving one of these. I'm going to reach out to you. Let me put this on here. So you will have a little piece of stickiness there. Sorry, should be able to be cleaned up there. I'll be reaching out to you to get your address, get your information, and I will be sending this out to you. There will be another giveaway next week. There will be another giveaway. And more details to come on that. It may be another Magic figure. Okay, it's another Magic figure. I'm not going to lie. I was going to do two at once this week, but I figured no, I'll do another one next week and kind of space them out. So, so yeah, I will be reaching out to you. Congratulations, Tech and Art, And as always, thanks again for watching. Thanks for entering. And there will be more giveaways. So have a good night, and I will see you guys next time.